What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Thursday, July 18th. And I appreciate you being here tonight on the live stream. We are, blessed to have you here. Let me give a shout out to Rose Devereaux down here. Didn't pay attention to something I wrote down. Rose was correcting me down there, and I appreciate Rose for that correction. We made that correction. Appreciate you, Rose. See, we don't mind being corrected by anybody, especially if we see that you are right. We are not perfect over here. We are human beings. I'm a human being. I make mistakes, and that's okay. I'm willing to correct them, and I will give you credit if you help me out on something. So shout out to Rose. Before I get started with the devotional, a few things, and I want to say something after that. Ethiopia trip, there's 11 spots left, 11, 11, 11. Make sure that you secure your spot because they are going, it's ticking down, and it's better to get in now instead of trying to do the rush later. It may not be there for you. So make sure you go to africandiasporanews.org/Ethiopia. You can look at the itinerary, and then you can book pay your deposit. I know the deposit is $199 to do that, and you can pay payments. Go ahead and do that. Bring your husband, your wife, bring the kids. I remember on one South Africa trip, they had a family that brought the mom, the dad, and the 3 kids. So take your family, because I wish my family could have took me somewhere when I was young. I didn't really start doing international travel until my 30s. So, like my little girl and my grandson has, traveled, and I was glad to see it happen. Just expose our children to different things. But before, I get to the devotional, let me say something to y'all real quick about people and also opportunity. A lot of times in life, opportunity go come your way, and you may be happy in this opportunity that you may have. And some of your greatest enemy and problems is going to be sometime your family. Your family not all the time going to be happy for you when you get a great opportunity. You're doing good. You're dressing good now. You're driving good. You're eating good. You're taking care of your health, man. You in the gym all the time. You prioritizing eating better. You just changing a lot of stuff about you. Everybody just see you got a different step now. There are some people that won't be happy about that. And let me tell y'all something what I've learned. When people aren't happy with you, no matter if they're friends, family, or whoever, I've learned only have people around you that's for you. Don't have people around you that's against you. Listen, you may have to walk away from family. You may have to walk away from a sister or a brother. You may have to walk away from a cousin. You may have to walk away even from your mama, your auntie, your uncle sometime. When people don't have good feelings for you, you got to remove yourself from that, even if it's family. Sometimes I'm a firm believer, I will love you from a distance. I'll see you at different events or whatever. I'll say hi, I don't hate you or nothing like that. But the way you moving, no. Because Because you got people with a crab in a barrel mentality, and they want you to be on the same level as them. They could have done what you done to get to where you at, but they chose not to. And that's their issue, and that's their problem, not yours. Don't feel bad if you are trying to scale up in life. Don't feel bad if you want to do better. You don't want to continue mediocrity. It could be something that's been going on in your family. You the different one. You the one who wanted to get a better education. You the one who wanted to maybe travel. You don't want to work a job. You want to start a business, have businesses. You know, you're ambitious. You just, it's something about you that just, you're different than the rest of them. Don't let them drag you down, and don't let them try to use the success you may have. Oh, can you give me some money? Can you help me out? No, I can't. Now, I'll give you something if I'm hiring you to do a job. What? Yes, I will hire you to do a job that day if you needed something, but I'm not giving you anything. Because when you start giving grown people something, you'll never get rid of them. Now, I'll give you money to go take a class so you can learn. I'll pay for you to go to something like a trade school or something, but I know you're really serious and I'm gonna help you, but I'm not gonna just be giving you money. No, I'd rather for you to go learn and then you go do it yourself. Or instead of asking me, ask me for something like, hey man, show me how you did that so I can learn, so I can do this and that and the third, right? I'm more willing to do that than just hand you some money. Sometime in life, you gotta remove yourself. Some people are in your life for a lifetime. Listen to me. And there's some people in your life for a season. And don't let outside pressures try to make you feel bad about your success. Don't let other people make you feel like, shaming you and want to walk away from opportunity that you may have or you got going on. No. One thing I've learned in life is that I may have a lot of problems, but I don't want financial problems. And if I got a decent opportunity, I'm not walking away from that for the likes of y'all. Oh no. I will walk away from the world before I mess up what I've worked for and what God has blessed me with. Because one thing I can tell you about the Lord, God will keep you in your blessing, but the only person that can get you out your blessing is you walking out of it. Because see, what the devil try to do is bait you out your blessing. Because God may not even take you out of it, but the devil get you to walk right out of it, and then you mess up opportunity. Then now you're like, I messed up. And them people that was condemning you and all of that, they're going to laugh at you because now you back in the same position as them. So when you come up to certain levels, you got to surround yourself with the same people. Reason why is because if you come up here and you don't have people that's at your same level, then a lot of times jealousy, envy, and things like that can start happening, right, with some people. But when you get with people at your same level, there's no jealousy there. Matter of fact, get with people that's above you if you can. That way you can learn something from them, right? But that's just why, certain people at certain income brackets hang out with each other. It's not that they don't think they're better than people that's at a lower income bracket. No, it's that just a lot of things come with that. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times when you are maybe in America, different income brackets, you don't even have time to be hanging around a lot of people, be honest with you. Especially with my entrepreneurs out there, you more working in that business than you are sitting at the house. You know that. But I just wanted to let y'all know that don't let nobody shame you for your success. Walk away from people that don't have your good, your good nature. No, walk away. Leave them alone. I'm telling you what I've learned in my time on the earth. Don't feel bad about it, because one thing about people can care less if you struggle. People can care less if you suffer. People can care less if you sick. People can even care less that you die. I'm just being honest with you. They move on. They don't worry about you. Oh boy, I've seen it. I've seen it, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen it. So, hopefully that helps somebody tonight. All right. So. Let me go on and I heard something about Biden. I don't know how true it is, but let's go ahead and get to the let me see what we gonna do tonight. Let me think. Hold on. What y'all want, Uncle Ruckus or a blooper reel? What y'all want tonight for? Cause I ran everything else already. All right. Well, what y'all want, Uncle Ruckus or a blooper reel? Which one you want? It's either or. So we ticket. I'm looking at the chat. I said, okay. Some people saying Uncle Ruckus. No, we already did Al. So let's go ahead and work on Uncle Ruckus. How about that? Let's cue up Ruckus.
People say the key to fixing the problems is education. But I say education is not the answer. Why bother? And what do they do in college anyway? Oh, they go there. They party, get drunk for 4 or 5 years, and end up just as ignorant as when they came in. You ever seen these fraternities and sororities? You ever seen these things? Silliest I've ever seen in my life. You think Aristotle turned to Achilles and said, hey, let's create a fraternity and jump up and down barking like dogs? Hell no. White man out there getting Nobel Prizes and doing business deals in the fraternities. Jumping up and down with candy canes and doing all kinds of silly with their hands. I got something for a fraternity of bananas up a tree.
All right, that was Uncle Ruckus critiquing these fraternities out there and all that. Of course, it's all fun and games. But, you know, the meat of tonight's message, you know, there was a video that I didn't have a time to get into because we were dealing with Hurricane Beryl, and I would have got to it last week. But, you know, we didn't have no power and things like that. And speaking about with Hurricane Beryl, let me give a shout out to all the people in the Houston area that, you know, went through that. You know, I just read that at least 8 people or so have died. And we're talking about after the hurricane because of hypothermia. So basically, you know, as I explained to y'all last night, it's no wind blowing down here like that. So you're sitting in a home and you have nowhere else to go. You could literally die when the temperatures are hot as it is down here. So yeah, heads got to roll because of this stuff. But anyway, this video that I'm gonna show y'all, some of you probably have seen this video already, but this video is a telltale sign of how black people are treated by the Democrat Party. Now, after this video, I'll play this rebuttal video that they tried to show to make Biden look better. But did it really make Biden look better at that point? But let me cue this video up real quick. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. And I'll let y'all see it, and then I'll pause it real quick. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I played both videos together because, you know, we don't want the Democrat shields to come in here and be like, oh, there was a second video. You didn't show it. You just showing propaganda about Biden. Oh, God. Okay, so let me start that again. And I just want to just kind of stop it at a point, right? I just want to stop because the way she was looking, ladies and gentlemen, the way she was looking, it was like, you know what? That's how a lot of y'all feel dealing with the Democrats. I'm explaining this look, so let me start it over. Okay, look how happy she is. See, she happy? And look at her. He just passed right up to other groups. Now, isn't that how black Americans are treated by the Democrat Party? You so excited for them, and they are spending all their time with other groups. Look at her, giving other groups time, smiling with them. You looking all pitiful and sad. Look at that. I mean, like just straight hugging them. That's what other groups can do. And you still looking like, what about me? What about me? No, that young lady right there, real talk, that young lady and what happened with that situation is a perfect illustration. Let me stop it right there. A perfect illustration of Black America right there. If you want to know Black America, that young lady represented Black America right there. You excited, you participate with this particular party, and then when it's time to get some sort of acknowledgement or get something out the deal, what do? They go to other groups, they prioritize other groups, they give other groups things while you sitting up there looking like, oh, what about me? And I'm not laughing at the young sister. I'm really not, because she's young, right? But this is how Black people have been looking this whole time. You understand what I'm saying? We have been looking silly. And then if you go look at the video, and I can cue it back up, when she went up there to hug Biden didn't initiate no hug with her. She the one was actually hugging him. And he was touching other people like this. So that look like Black Americans too. You're just begging these people who don't prioritize us. Then, and I want to give a shout out to Sister Demetria, of course, what I'm about to say. You know, she was discussing just how the bully tactics that you have with these Democrat shields. So they treat you like that. And then if you stand there and you about to say, wait a minute, hold on, man, I ain't about to be treated like this no more, man, forget these people. Then here come the Democrat shields. You better vote Democrat. You better remember your ancestors died. You better, that's their job. You have to understand, Democrat shields, y'all have to really understand, they are overseers. They are overseers. And if you understand plantation politics from slavery, overseers was there to make sure none of the slaves got out of line. The overseers was doing a lot of the correction too on the plantation. The slave master was not there whipping slaves. It was the overseers that was doing it. Well, why would the slave master do that? You know, every blue moon, maybe if he wanted to, but for the most part, he kept his hands clean. The overseers done that. So when you have the Boule Martins and D.L. Hugleys and all these people like that, the way they talk to you, then you got to look at them as overseers. And think about it, the overseers, they get benefits on the plantation too. That's their job, to make sure to keep the people in line, because they're being paid to do this. And the only way that we can get rid of those overseers, we talking about all the Black ones, we talking about Black Voters Matter, that's an overseer, all the Boule members, all these little so-called civil rights groups that's running around selling us out, all of them are overseers, right? Notice none of the overseers never advocate for reparations. Have you noticed that? Black Voters Matter don't say, hey, we need to talk about reparations in the form of cash payments. The Boule Martins and all them, Boule Steve Harvey, Boule D.L. Hughley, Boule Ricky Smiley, do they ever advocate for reparations in the form of cash payments? You notice they never advocate for that? Even if they can qualify to get it, they never advocate for that, because they are in line with the slave master. And they're happy being a overseer, ladies and gentlemen. They're happy doing this. And you have to literally fight fire with these overseers. If they talking crazy to you, then you got to give them what they're looking for. And I said a long time ago, I don't want no comedian telling me nothing about no politics. You are not the person I'm going to listen to, because we got to establish only certain people that we're going to listen to that's educated enough in that to talk to us. I don't want to hear no comedian that's their job to make people laugh and do that. We need that. But I don't want you coming and talking about no politics to me. I just don't. Because to me, it's another job for you that you're getting paid for. You're not serious about this. You're not in the grassroots. I'm not saying a comedian can't be on the grassroots and do anything. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the ones that keep pushing out, they're not the ones that need to be talking. And it's on us as a people to dismiss them or tell them, stay in your lane, bro. Just stay in your lane, what you do. We love what you do. Stay doing that. Don't get involved with this. Because at the end of the day, you don't care about what we need because you got yours already. You got your cut. They'll make sure to give them a cut, but the rest of Black America, and y'all have to understand, it's a millions and billions of dollars go into delivering the Black vote. But those millions and billions of dollars aren't translated to Black America. It's translated to the overseers. This is why you see the same people. Look, even Cardi B had woke up about what happened from the last election. Even she realized that, man, they were using me. Yeah, that's a Democrat strategy. Use so-called entertainers, use all these different so-called personalities to push their agenda. And then when they get in office, you never see them. You never even see the overseers talking about anything of importance during the time of that particular president. Like, if you're serious about it, you need to keep talking to the Black community about whatever. The Congressional Black Caucus, they don't come talk to the people on the grassroots. The National Action Network don't talk to no one on the grassroots. The Urban League don't talk to no one on the grassroots. How you talking about you a civil rights organization, but you don't talk to Black people? I mean, let's think about that. How am I gonna have a civil rights group and I don't talk to Black people? And I'm not talking about my little circle of people. No. I'm talking about the rank and file people, the average everyday people. And let's call it what it is. I'ma say it. How come all these organizations, everybody know what we got going on, they don't come over here talking. I never said they couldn't interview over here. I never said none of them could come over here. Not one time. I wouldn't be mean to them. I wouldn't disrespect none of them. But I'm going to ask some real questions about why in the world you have access to all these Democrat politicians. Why aren't you pushing reparations, brother? In the form of cash payments. And I'm not talking about no HR 40. That's to me, that's worth toilet paper. Why aren't you pushing that? Because let me tell you something. The mainstream media know what we all got going on. International press know what not only myself, but others, like Sister Vicky and everybody else that's doing it, right? They know what we all doing. You know, they know what Brother Tariq is doing and many others. They know. That's their job to know. But see, this is the thing. If they come over here and start talking to us, then they're going to have to be a little bit more accountable what they're doing. And we know the Democrat Party, they don't want to have no conversation with us. Trust me. Trust me. Because check this out. So I had a Democrat politician that wanted to come do an interview with us, right? Politician here in Texas. They reached out and I said, yeah, let's do the interview. No issue, no problem. Because this particular Democrat politician actually stood with the Republicans on something about when it comes to not sitting up here allowing medication be given to children under children that's under 18, like for like trans medication. So she voted with the Republicans and they end up, that's when Sister Girl Jasmine Crockett came out against her. Now, see, maybe if you'd have came over here, Sean Theory, I'm gonna call your name. Maybe if you came over here and interviewed and got everybody, because everybody would have been on your side for that one, right? And would have got you out here to maybe just a little bit more and maybe could have raised some awareness about you, then you probably wouldn't have got voted out like that. I'm just keeping it 100. But what you did was actually honorable for the kids, and you listen to whoever you listen to, because I was sitting up here saying, hey, let's set up the interview. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. They reached out to us, but you listening to your Democrats, and now you're not in office. I'm just going to put it out there. Sister, you should have came on over. I know y'all Democrats don't want to talk to us over here, but you know what? That's on y'all. Because see, the new way of getting to the people now is not going to be through the mainstream media. Have y'all realized that? The people are not watching the mainstream media because they ain't got time to watch the stuff that they got going on. It's propaganda. Everyone knows this. Y'all Democrats going to have to try a new strategy. And that strategy going to have to be definitely giving black people what they need. Because I'm telling you, you keep up what you're doing, you're going to lose this election in a landslide. You're going to lose. Because you think, see, let me tell y'all something. The Democrat Party, just listen. Yeah, Kellen said they got scared. Yeah, Kellen, no. Because I kept asking Kellen, what's up with Representative Theory? What's up? Like, when we gonna set the interview up? They, you know what I'm saying? They all of a sudden got quiet, but they reached out to us about the interview. I didn't reach out to them. So Democrats, they still trying to go on the same playbook with the civil rights generation. See, the civil rights generation, if I can assess them, they wanted basically representation and symbolism. It made them happy to see a black face in a position. And, you know, because they feel their accomplishment was the Civil Rights Bill and the Voting Rights Act, right? Okay, that they felt great about that accomplishment because they lived in a time where they didn't have that. Okay, so I guess things got better. You know, they're definitely part of that baby boomer generation. So they definitely had more economic opportunities than a lot of us younger people today would have, right? So they living good. As long as some politicians not gonna mess up their Social Security and their pensions and all of that, they are 2,000% good. They're good. And so the Democrats followed that playbook, symbolism, and that's it. That's all we got to give them. Maybe give them a little bit here, a little bit there, but not much. Now you take it to the children of the civil rights generation who grew up with a normalization of the Civil Rights Act, a normalization of the Voting Rights Act. Everything they fought for is normalized for us. So it's not like, we are going to actually just be realistic. When you grow up in something like children who grew up, their parents grew up poor, then they had money. When they have children, they grow up in the money era. They can't relate to the poor era their parents had because they didn't grow up that way. So we can't really relate. We can look at the history, but we can't relate to the time they lived in because we grew up with the Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, all the freedoms and privileges that we grew up with. So America has to address the issue of our time, which is reparations. That's our issue in the form of cash payments. You understand? And we do have an age issue that's going on in our community because the age issue affects ideology. See, the civil rights generation, I'm not saying all, but a good portion, they're not focusing on reparations in the form of cash payments. That's not what they focus on. But we need that as Black Americans. We got to keep fighting for that. But how long is it going to be for you to keep begging these people to show you that you're a priority? How long is it going to be? See, I got to be a priority, period. And if you're not going to make me a priority, that's cool, no problem. I'll just go move on and do something else. If you can't prioritize me or prioritize my community, I'm cool. I'm not going to beg you to I don't want to touch you personally. I don't need to shake your hand. I don't need nothing. Because see, also some of us, we have that thing about we need validation. Some of us need validation. And if they give us validation, it makes you happy. Well, thank God I've been delivered from that because I don't need that kind of validation. Thank God and pray that you get delivered from that because like that validation don't impress me at this point. Well, it ain't impressed me in a long time, actually. And since you don't need validation, now you can focus on what you need. Even other groups not really focused on the validation. They keep saying, what you gonna give us? which will get my community. And you got to be bold enough to say what you need and be prepared to see. That's why they want y'all to stay so emotional. This is why they want y'all to be in fear. They train y'all to say certain words. This is ignorant. This is dangerous. This is like, do you hear yourself? I'm sitting up here listening to grown men talking about other grown men opinion on something. It's dangerous. It's ignorant. Like, do you have a mind of your own? Do you? You got to repeat everything they tell you? You sound like a parrot. Oh, well, Project 2025 going to take away reproductive rights. What? Hold on, look. For real? In the black community, maybe if we would have fought against Margaret Sanger a long time ago, we'd probably be 60, 70 million strong right now in America. But the same thing, and you remember the story about Margaret Sanger. She wanted to bring that mess into the black community. Who did she go through to do it? In Harlem, that black preacher. You already know how I feel about that black preacher for the most part. It's some black preachers that's great men and women, but the majority of that entity, just my opinion, is not even worth it. It's not. That's why I like during the pandemic, they shut all them churches down. I'm not anti-God at all. Because if you look at Christ, what did he do? Was he in the temple or was he in the street? The work is in the street. The work isn't in the church house. So what you doing at the church house for? Get in the street with the people. That was good they shut that down. You lucky. Man, if I had to be anything in control of the IRS, if I seen one political rally at any church, I'm taking your 501c3 immediately. You're not getting it back. You're going to pay taxes. Because 501c3 don't supposed to be political. Nonprofit organizations. Read the IRS code. They should not have no Democrats coming into no churches. No. If you want that kind of thing, you create a political action committee. Create a super PAC. Then you can do that all you want. I'm not talking about Geno Jennings, Jimmy. I'm not talking about him. I say there are a few out there that's doing good. But I'm talking about, the Pastor Pork Chop of the world. Margaret Sanger brought that to Pastor Pork Chop. And Pastor Pork Chop got some of the black nurses involved in Harlem. And that's how that mess started. Think about it. We had some righteous men and women to in the church to say, man, this is against the 10 Commandments. If you don't get out of here with this mess, and then settle and then warn Black America at that time, I say, you got this woman running around here trying to make us commit sin against the Lord. We're not violating his commandments. We would literally probably be 70 million strong, 80 million strong probably in America right now. It repulsed me to hear a Black American come and telling me anything with that talking point. That thought process was never in my head when I heard that, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. That was never in my head. I was happy to hear that. Then they lie to you and talk about, oh, well, you're poor. Well, okay, poor. Why haven't they set up Planned Parenthood clinics on the border? Why? Them people are poor. They are truly poor. Some of them make $1, $2 a day coming across from their homeland. Why didn't they set up Planned Parenthood clinics on that border and say, hey, you can't have them kids. You're poor. You're pregnant over here. Hey, let's go ahead on for some reproductive justice right over there at Planned Parenthood. They don't give them the migrants Planned Parenthood. They bring that to you. They can have about 13 children in their house. They don't tell them nothing. They paper them up. But they want to come to the high schools in the black community talking about handing out pamphlets. Well, you're poor. You can't, like, man, we had children in slavery. What are you talking about? After slavery, we had our children. How many people in your family, they had like 10, 12, 13 children, and you literally had the mom, your mom and the dad in the family, in the time period that the man worked and the mom stayed at home. And all those children were fed, all those children were clothed. They had a house, not an apartment. They had a house. A lot of them had land, a lot of land. They was farming and doing everything off their own land and making money. And all those children got fed. Nobody starved. That's a sin and a shame that you got some black folks running around here trying to do the work of Satan. Don't tell me that crap. It pisses me off when you tell me that. Don't come over here telling me that. Well, Project 2025 gonna take that away. It's gonna take away the pill to do that away. Why don't you do what it takes to prevent children? We know what it takes to prevent children. You trying to use that, and I'm only talking to my people. I'm not talking about other groups. Other groups can do what they want to do. You want to use that as a form of birth control? You do know the scriptures teach, whether you agree with this or not, innocent blood cries out from the ground for revenge to God. You don't have to believe that at all. You don't have to, but that's what happens. Dorothy Wright, that is a non-issue in our community. Exactly. See, say Joy said, my black grandmother had 9 children. Exactly. And all of them were fed good food. All of them were clothed. All of them were loved. All of them. But in that time period, we still had a little morality in our community. We still had the fear of God in our community. People today, this new black, like I say, I don't like the new black. I don't like it. I don't like it because, yeah, I remember at one point in time, and I can even say in the 80s and 90s, when certain crimes happened, we like, oh, we know who did that. Because certain crimes we wouldn't even do as black people. We wouldn't even do certain crimes. We already knew who did what when we heard certain crimes. Before we even knew who the perpetrator was, like, oh, I know who that is. But now you got some of us doing the exact same thing. Well, if Jesse Lee, you say I'm sounding like Jesse Lee Peterson, why? Because I'm telling you that not that taking the life of black children in the womb is wrong. Okay, if Jesse's saying that, okay, I agree with Jesse then. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You know, a broken clock can't be right twice a day. And I mean, Jesse Lee Peterson is kind of funny to me. I mean, we know Jesse does what he do. He we know. But okay, if he said it, then fine. I ain't got a problem with that. Like, what that's supposed to do? Make me like, ooh, I shouldn't say it there because Jesse said it? So, Kush, what is Republican talking points? Let's go there. What, the traditional family? That's a Republican talking point? If it is, okay. I support the traditional family. I got to see the results of the traditional family, even in my own family, and what it produces. I also got to see what a single parent household in my community, in my family produces also. And I would tell you the traditional family with a man and a woman produces a hell of a lot more than the single parent household. That I can tell you. I got to see when the single parent epidemic took off. I got to see that, unfortunately. So if promoting the traditional family is Republican, I don't care. Our community have always promoted the traditional family from slavery all the way up until. What are you talking about? You know what? Hold on. Let me go ahead and get you on out of here, cause you ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing. Okay, so you said that. Look, you mentioned about black immigrants. Okay, all right. You mentioned black immigrants, right? Black immigrants are really not out. I mean, when they do something wrong, of course we're gonna talk about that. But realistically, black immigrants don't even have the numbers that we have to say they can be so much of a real problem. I'm just gonna keep it like 100. They are smaller in number. It's way more black Americans in this country than immigrants. And then I'll be honest with you, most black immigrants not coming here to get involved with it too much. Now you got a few of them that's trying to side with the system, and you check them and they're gonna find out on their own that they are still black. The police still gun them down too. What's that girl, Courtney Clenny, with the Nigerian dude, how she killed him? They find out the hard way. They find out. And then when they find out the hard way, here they come talking about, oh, black Americans, you know, we didn't understand, now we do. Well, you know, they find out the hard way. They do. But beyond with you, just keeping it 100 with you, black immigrants is not really our issue too much. It is other black folks in that Democrat Party is our issue. Selling us out politically, advocating for every other doggone group except black America. We got a whole Congressional Black Caucus talking about immigration. A whole Congressional Black Caucus talking about reproductive justice. Just say unaliving a child in the womb. What kind of justice is that? Like that, I still say for them to put those two words together is wicked to me. Reproductive justice. Like there's no justice in taking the life of a child. I don't care what you say. There's no justice in that. Where's the justice? They need to stop saying that crap. But for me to hear my people say that, I'm sorry. And if you want to say that sounds like a Republican, okay, it sounds like a Republican. I don't care what you say. You wicked to me by saying that kind of crap. And if you like that kind of wicked behavior, you want to think like that, please go with the people that support that. Go over there with them. Go with Amanda Seals and all the rest of them. Go over there with them, and y'all can keep y'all mindset of wickedness over there. I don't think like that. I value the life of black people, the life of black children, like you're supposed to value. Okay. Y'all, I guess I'm gonna do it. This DL Keyballon person, I'm gonna talk about whoever I think I need to talk about. I'm sitting up here talking about other black Americans with the Democrat Party. I talk about them. I've talked about Caribbeans. I've talked about Africans. I've talked about all kind of people. So what are you talking about? You can be talked about. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care about what other immigrant groups do. How many times I've told y'all that? I don't care what they do. If they don't do nothing to harm black people, they can do whatever they want to do. I don't get involved with other communities. Like, look at the name of the channel. African Diaspora News Channel. Meaning, I'm only focusing on what we got going on here and globally. Why are you telling me about other immigrants? I don't care what they do. If they don't harm black Americans, I ain't got nothing to say. If the folks left us alone and never did us wrong, I would never talk about them. Like, have y'all understood that? What do I need to say about other immigrant groups? What do I need to say about them? I'm trying to figure it out. What do I need to say about other immigrant groups? Matter of fact, you got a YouTube channel. Why don't you create a video and you go talk about them? I don't talk about nobody that, no. Yeah, and that's another thing. When you have like, even because some of you may want to start your platform. If you have a particular thing you're going to talk about, stand on that. Just do that. Don't pivot. Don't do nothing else. I learned a long time ago that I'm going to stay right where I'm at. I don't need to go do anything else but stay where I'm at. It's so much I could talk about. It's so much I could engage right here where I'm at. I don't have to do anything else. My whole platform, we talk about what we do and we talk about other groups is in relation to what happens to us or what we're doing. Prime example, when I talked about the Latino super PACs, I would have never talked about them if our people that are in the Democrat Party, most of them Black Americans, saying black and brown. Black and brown, black and brown, black and brown. If they would have never said that, I would have never made that stream. And the stream wasn't even about the Latinos. It was more so about, look at y'all advocating for everybody else, but when they have time to advocate for something, they only advocate for their own people. Stop being a dummy and advocate for our own, like everybody else advocates for. You see how that works? I only talk about other people when it's in relation to us. If they doing their thing, let them do it. If they got crime, if they got this, they got that, I don't care. If them folks go air out the place and they do it in their own community, not my people, not my problem. Let them go talk about their own issues. The only time I'm going to talk about it is like, okay, the situation with Trump, that's more so national and that can really affect us too. But if it's not something like that, I'm not getting involved with it. If it's not happening to Africans on the continent, we're not discussing it. If it's not happening on the Caribbean, we're not discussing it. Or any other Western country where we're living, if it's not happening to none of us, we're not discussing it. Because first of all, we don't have enough resources to be discussing everybody else. Yeah, I would love to bring in a whole lot of different people to cover certain regions, but you know, hey, it costs money to bring people in. It costs money. I need more money for that. And I'll gladly bring more people in to discuss more things. Right here in America and throughout the world. I have a great strategy for America, but it's going to cost money to do that because when you hire Americans, you got to pay a lot more. That's for sure. You say AOC never talks about black and brown, and she shouldn't. But she did try to dip her toe into that. You know, I got some black in me, but I'm not black. You know, and when she did that, she was basically saying, you know, I'm trying to dip my finger into what y'all get, but hey, white people, I'm not them. I'm lighter skinned than they are. And at the end of the day, they look at you like, they don't like you either. If you're not them, they don't like you. That's the funny part about these other groups is that they feel that if I can just get treated just a little bit better than Black America, I'm cool. The folks gonna treat me better. The folks are not gonna treat you better. They're not. If you look at the average numbers of economics and all of that with these other groups, like, come on. They're not gonna treat you better. Let me see. Tanya, good question. Tanya, I haven't talked to her, and I think I spoke to her some months ago. And then Gabriella, it was some months ago I spoke to her as well. Yeah, I spoke to the both of them. You know, they were doing good. Now, as I talked to them as of like recent, no. But hey, you know, they want to holler at me, I'm here. Now, if y'all don't know who Tanya is, Tanya, she used to come on like once a week. She was a lady from Arkansas, white lady, and she used to break down, you know, the racism constantly on this platform. She had a black child and everything, and she did that for a little while. You probably can find some of the old shows on here. Yeah, she used to do that a lot, break down the racism and all of that, and we used to have good conversations like that. Now, that's a long time ago you asking about them. That's a long while ago. Yeah, AOC, yeah, she tried to play that 50-50, yeah, AOC be trying it now. She be trying it. And who's another one? I still haven't talked about Ilhan Omar. I still never got that tweet talking about her black job. Like, you ain't black. Like, what are you talking about, lady? I can't stand people that want to play around like that. I'm so glad that there's a delineation movement right now. I am so glad, because we can cut out. It was so funny when she made that tweet. Even it was funny. Even white people was telling her, "You not black, you Somali." I said, man, they didn't got into they understand delineation now. That was the funny part. All the white people kept telling her she ain't black. Of course, the black people saying that, but they kept saying, "You ain't black, you Somali, you ain't." I was like, wow. I said, man, even the folks are getting it now. Because before they would have said something different, but now since Black America have delineated, the folks understand it now. They even understand it and getting it. Then I seen some dudes on the interview, these two Somali dudes, talking about, well, you know, I think the lady was interviewing was a Nigerian lady, and he was saying, yeah, you know, people say we don't want to say we black, but technically we are. I mean, we Somali, but technically we are, because I guess for some reason they kind of taken issue with some of the pushback when people say I ain't black, I'm Somali. So with delineation, now all of a sudden they want to start claiming black all of a sudden, some of them. I'm like, it's amazing how everybody just want to claim black now, and before you wasn't claiming that, brother. You know, I mean, why you trying to slowly creep in and claim it now? Hey, Lucky Erica, look, if you say, hey, what could be reparations? I would say cash payments, tax-free status, and definitely some, some allotments for land at minimum. Like the things that the Native Americans get, that's what black folks need too. That program is already set up, so you can just give us the same program. That's how I feel about it, because tax-free status would shoot. But you know what, that would change the wealth gap big time if we had tax-free status. Because see, one thing, some of us may go out there and trick off, but not all of us are gonna trick off, and that's why they don't want to give us reparations. Is because if they thought that we all was gonna go buy a Cadillac and Mercedes and go buy a reefer and drink and be iced out and all that stuff and just give the money away in the weekend, if they really thought all of us would do that, they'd have did it already. Because we get the money back real quick. But what they're worried about is that brother or sister that's not going to go trick off, that's not going to get iced out, that's not going to go get some Mercedes-Benz and paying a car note. They're worried about that brother or sister that's going to go buy some land and actually build like a compound or something and be off the grid because they got some money to do it now. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're worried about. Because they know naturally, you give us some money. Listen, have you noticed, if we get in anywhere, we end up taking over. Any little bit you give us, any little bit. And they know this. So they're like, no, we do not want to give them black people no money like that. See, they don't mind giving them Native Americans anything because they don't have our mindset. So they cool with that. But us, man, please. You could give me them Native American set aside, watch what I do with it. I wouldn't go trick it off. Oh, no. I'll take it and invest it right into what I'm doing. And then we're going to flip that. But one thing I learned about the majority of these, you see a lot of businesses, white-owned businesses. A lot of them don't get their money through banks and or the government. A lot of them get their money through venture capitalists, and they be throwing some money at them. They throw some money at them. Some of these startups say, how do they be raising $1 billion or $500 million? It be those venture capitalists doing that with them. But see, they don't mind throwing money at them, but you be a black person, you got to be so exceptional. You say eminent domain. Well, yes, but according to the law with eminent domain, they have to pay you for what the land is worth if they take your property with eminent domain. That's according to what the law says. But I'm a firm believer, if you get some money, establish you a place in America, establish you a place outside of America. I'm a firm believer of that, but still build something up here. Yeah, crowdfunding and networking could work. It can. The only thing I don't like about the crowdfunding aspect is that I don't like it being public. That if you're raising something for some, I think the people who's giving should know what's going on, but just some random people going and seeing how much you're getting for something, I just don't like that aspect of it. And then these crowdfunding platforms can shut down your campaign if they want to. GoFundMe is good for that. Well, yeah. The angel VC game Kellen's talking about. Yeah, angel investors are nice if you can get them. It's nice. It's nice. People do all this talking about the community this and the community that, but when it comes to investments, and the thing is, sometimes they give these white guys, they stuff don't even be built to where ours is at, and they'll give them millions of dollars. They give it to them. But when you're black, you gotta be exceptional, or know the right people, like Kellen said, know the right people, or nepotism, or whatever the case may be. If you're a black person. Keisha said you're gonna have properties in several countries. That's what you should do. You should have properties in several countries. If you can afford to do so, yeah, at least at minimum, buy you a condo on an apartment or something in another country at minimum. And that way, if you need to travel or whatever, you got a place to stay. That's really the future, really, because I want my people connected globally. I don't want y'all just pigeonholed to one country. I never want y'all to pigeonhole to America. I want y'all to have multiple options. If it's an option in Latin America for you, you want to go somewhere like Panama, Costa Rica, Colombia, or if you want to be close, or the Caribbean, or wherever you would like to be. Because you ain't got to go way to the continent if you want to do something outside the country. You could do something close if you choose to. Just give yourself some options. Now, you say you have no faith in the Congressional Black Caucus. It's really Congressional Boule Caucus. Okay, but see, let me throw that back on you. So what we are going to do about it? Because those people aren't electing themselves. So, or if everyone in Black America going to register to vote and say, okay, we want the Congressional Black Caucus erased and start from scratch, that means everybody that's in there, you're going to go vote the opposite of them to get them out and get somebody from the grassroots in those areas who solidified in the community. Because in every major area, you got grassroots people who are solidified in the community. And vote for them and put them in those positions. We can't just get mad at them. We got to get mad at ourselves, actually. Those of you in those districts that can put these people back in. Well, what are you doing? Sure, you can sit it out, but sometimes it's not time to sit it out. If you want to change the Congressional Black Caucus, you can't sit it out. You got to get your behind up and go vote the opposite person just to even send a message. I'm not talking about a Republican. I'm talking about, in a primary. I guess if you want to keep a Democrat, that's on you, because you may be in a Democrat area. You may can't vote in nothing else but a Democrat. I get it. I understand the strategy. So if you're going to vote for another Democrat, get a Democrat that's a little bit more radical and more so on your side, and go vote. Everybody go vote for them. Everybody say, hey, look, we're going to vote for this person. We all going to donate $100 to this person. I mean, it's on the people. You can't just blame them. Okay, a $4 million home in California, that's not really too much of saying anything. 'Cause that's California. I mean, even homes that's considered in the hood is costing $1 million in California. Now, if you just said $4 million in Texas, then that would have been something. But why wouldn't she live in a $4 million home? How long has she been in Congress? She's corrupt, like the rest of them. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. That's very, very important. Also, make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you get it, click Create an Account, get a monthly, quarterly, or yearly subscription. We would greatly appreciate it. So thank y'all for listening, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Now, tomorrow is Sound Off Friday. Sound Off Friday, I figure out a topic where you can call in. Now, I already know we're probably going to have some unhinged person call. That's fine. I'll deal with the unhinged too. So if you want to be unhinged, I got patience for you. So Sound Off Fridays tomorrow. Make sure you join us there. We'll take your calls.